Hi everyone, so I'm back with my preparation video for Strasbourg, France. So we went back in December 2022, but it's just gotten me until now to start this album. Just with everything else that's been going on, it's just been really busy, but I'm really happy to start this album. And I was actually joking when I said that I'd be doing Christmas in July, but I literally am, because yeah, it's going to be Christmas scrapbooking now for a while whilst I get this album out. So it's going to be in this album. So this is the first album I did for France, apart from my Paris one, which I kept in like a little scrapbook, but I decided that I wanted to start documenting in a 12 by 12. So that was Lille that we went to in August 2020, and then all this space here, this will hopefully take me through Strasbourg. So yeah, so it's gonna be 12 by 12 scrapbook, and obviously I've already got that one, so that's what it is going to be in. So it's going to be very Christmassy. As I said, it was for the Christmas markets. So I really wanted to play it on the Christmas market situation. So it's very red and greens and browns. That's the sort of vibe that I'm going for this album. So the paper pad that I'm going to be using is this one. It's called Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And I just really liked it because it had the traditional colours of red, green, browns, golds, that sort of thing, and some white in there. I was going to go with pinks and blues, but I decided on this sort of style, traditional sort of style, because I have a lot of Christmas stuff. I want to try and get through it, and I don't have enough of blues and reds, blues and pinks and purples and that sort of style. I love that for Christmas. I think it's really nice, but I just don't have enough of it. So I wouldn't really be getting too much out of my stash as such, whereas these colours, I find that I've got loads of stuff and I could easily get through loads of things, which is much more satisfying to me, is to get through as much stuff as possible. Plus, when I was looking at the photos, I do this thing where I'll get a couple of photos out from my photo pack and I'll put them against some papers and I'll see whether they actually match or if they're clashing and things, and a lot of the photos are quite busy, so I felt that these sort of style, these colours are quite muted a little bit, so it might hopefully make the photos stand out a little bit more. So yeah, that is the plan for this one. So these are just really nice colours, got some wood grain on there, some like holly and reefs and little cinnamon sticks and stuff like that. It's even got some of like these Christmas dinner tag things, which I'm not sure how I'm going to use. I might actually end up just cutting out these little spaces and use them as journaling, but we'll see. So there's quite a lot of papers in here, but some of them are quite hard to use. Like this one I find is going to be quite hard to use, but I will do my best. And I like these, all the little journaling parts and things. I do feel like I might run out of paper, but that's not a problem. I've got plenty of paper to use. So obviously I've got these 12 by 12 here, and I don't think I've used any of these. So there's 24 sheets in there, but I do actually have some 6 by 6s, which are here. So this one's actually a mini version, which I think is quite cute. So it's got exactly the same papers, but in just mini form. So obviously when I've got loads of photos or ephemera on the page, sometimes you don't need to use a full 12 by 12 paper in the background, because you're sort of wasting space, I suppose, with it being under photos and things. So sometimes a 6 by 6 is good for that sort of thing. So yeah, this is exactly the same one, it's just in miniature form, so I'll be using that one. And then I also have this 6 by 6 pad, which came from Poundland, I think, and it's just sort of typical, it's like knitted, typical sort of Christmas emblems, snowflakes, you know, reindeers and snowmen and bows and hearts and all that sort of stuff. So that might go. I'm not sure about the blue. There is a few bits of blue in this collection, but even like the greens and the reds, I can use on that one. And then there is some more paper that I'll show you as I go along. So that is pretty much the main sort of paper that I'll be using. So reds, greens, browns, and a few little bits of gold and stuff like that. So they are that. So just on this side, I've got all my bag full of photos and my ephemera and stuff. So I've done a previous video on how I've sort of semi-organised it so far. I'm not going to get it out because obviously it is quite organised. You can just go back on my previous video For this one, you can scroll through the sort of things that I've got, but obviously, just for example, I've got train tickets and business cards and all sorts, hotel bits and pieces, leaflets, maps, all that sort of things you normally sort of collect whilst you're on holiday. So that is all in there, along with the 150 photos that I have. So that will be on there. So then what's in this box? So this box serves as my little sort of everything. I put it all in my box, and that's how I work out of when I do my scrapbooking, just so I can actually move around. I do have a desk, but it's been taken over by my work, unfortunately. So I do move around scrapbooking, just depends on where I want to be. Sometimes I'm at my dining table, sometimes I use a spare bedroom, sometimes I use my bedroom, you know, so I just like to be able to move around, and this little box is quite nice for that. So I don't always, but I do like to, especially if I've got a load of collections. I don't normally use my Echo Park and American Crafts and American style scrapbooking things that I normally use for Project Life. I don't normally put them in my travel albums, just because I like to use them for my Project Life and other things. But I have so many Christmas collections that it's unreal. So I'm happy to sort of give one over to a travel scrapbook. So I decided on the Jingle All the Way collection, which is the Echo Park one from 2021. And I chose this one because it's got browns, greens, reds, blacks, whites, all that sort of thing in there. So I thought it was perfect. So that's going to be a sticker sheet, one of the sticker sheets that I'm going to use for this album. And I do have the cut parts to go with it. So they are in this box. So I do have some just paper, brown paper that I'm probably going to use just to mat some photos on the back of, or some journaling and stuff like that. So that is just some leftover paper that came from an album that I want to use up. These are the other bits that I thought I could use for paper, and I will be able to use for paper. So these are the Deco Time paper blocks, and I love them. And I've got quite a few, but they bring out like at least 4 Christmas ones each year. So I'm going to use these two. So this is very greens and reds. Obviously you can see that I've used not loads, but a fair few of the cut parts already. So I'm excited to use, I'm hoping going to try and use all of it, to be honest. I really need to start using some more stuff, and not be afraid of using so much stuff. So they do have pieces of paper in there. So they've got A4 pieces of paper. So this has got some red and green style ones. So that would be quite nice to use. So as I said, that's the extra sort of paper that I've got if I do run out of paper. They also have these vellum quotes and stuff. There's 2 sheets. So I want to try and use up some of those because I find those quite hard to use. So I'm going to try and use those up. So yeah, so there's loads of die cuts and stuff in there that I can use. As I'm going to try and use as much as I can, if not all of them. And then I've got the second one. They don't have names or anything, which I find odd. I always like to name something. But then this one is more browns and greens, and I like this one. I've not used this one at all yet, so hopefully get to sort of put a dent in this one as well. So again, it's got some papers. I love this. So greens and browns and that sort of style. So yeah, they together they make my sort of colour coordination on that one. So that is those. So then I'm using these, I think, maybe for some more journaling bits and pieces. There is some green ones. There's not many because I've used some already, but there is some green ones there. So I'm going to try and use up some of those. They're just revision cards that come from Wilco, but I use them for journaling. If I'm doing a bit of journaling, I cut them up and stuff like that. So they're really handy to have. They're only like £1.50 and stuff, but they're really handy for, I can't write straight, so it avoids me having to get the ruler out and trying to, you know, draw some lines. And then in this box then, so I picked out these alphas. I don't know if I can even make any words out of these, but I'll try and make some, and I'll even try and make some acronyms or something. Because we went by train, there's quite a few train stations that maybe I can make out, because they all got like a 3-digit code. So I might be able to do some of those, and they do have some numbers and stuff on there. So there's 2 sheets of each sort of alphabet, so we shall see. So they are those, they came from The Range, I think, or ESK or something, very, very cheap. but I've had them for a while. I do use my Project Life quite a bit. And then I've got these are a bit of a mess, but I thought if I needed some numbers, they're quite good. They're starting to overlap a little bit. Again, I got these randomly from something. I think my grandma might have even given them to me, but they're handy to have for some numbers and stuff if I need anything, and like the black and gold together. So we'll see. I don't like to chuck anything else out like of my stash. I don't like anything to go. I'll always try and use things up. So even when things are battered or looking like they're pointless, I'll still try and use them. So we'll see. I've got some stamps that I wanted to use. So these are from Tonic Studios. These are like travelling / sort of stamp, if that makes any sense. These look a bit better on this side. It's just because we went from London and this reminds me of like a little train track as well. So I thought that would be quite cool. And also we did go to Paris and we did go first class on one of our journeys as well. So that just seemed it matched quite nicely. And obviously that's French as well, so yeah, actually that is very convenient. I didn't realise I'd used so many actually. So yeah, the first class ones are really good. That little track one, the Bon Voyage and the Paris one, definitely can use those. So those are the stamps. Then these are the Christmas ones. I don't know if these are from Cartabella, but I've got them in a magazine subscription. But they're very small, but they've got cute little houses and little like hot chocolates and stuff like that, and Christmas trees and stuff. So I thought I could use those. They do have numbers at the top as well I might be able to use, but I do like these little houses and stuff because that's what reminds me of Strasbourg, is all the cute little houses and buildings in the streets, and that's what we went for really. We went just to sightsee. We didn't actually do anything apart from just wandering around the old towns and stuff. So yeah, I can use those. So then I've got these little sticky notes that I thought I could use, the red one and the green ones, just to label anything or put some little journaling bits on. They came from Paper Chase, sorry. Oh no, Neon Sheep. They came from Neon Sheep, and I just thought they were quite cute to use up some of those sticky notes. Then I have these bows. There is a few more in my stash, but I just pulled out these because I didn't want the album to get too bulky. But I love these little red bows and I thought they were really cute. So I thought I'd try and incorporate those into my album. Then washi tape wise, I've got 5 washi tapes. So as I said before, the photos are quite busy and some of the papers are quite busy. So I couldn't really go real busy washi tape. So I went pretty muted, to be honest. So I've got this brown one here, and these are all from Craft Sensations, I believe, looking at them all. This one might be slightly different. This might be from Hobbycraft, but they're all very muted. So yeah, so I've got this like parcel tape sort of style one, stripes across, and then this brown one here, this says, if it's gonna focus, it says ho 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 on there, so that's obviously quite Christmassy. Then I've got this mistletoe one, it says candy cane wishes and mistletoe kisses, which I thought was quite cute. And then this little holly bush tree branch one, which I thought again was quite cute. There's not much left on that because I've actually used that quite a bit, so I might end up using more washi tape. But I've also got this dark green one as well. This is a really thin one. I think this came from Craft Sensations, but I like that. I like the thin one. So yeah, so 5 washi tapes. Hopefully you get to use all those up. I got a feeling they're going to be used up pretty quickly. Apart from this one seems pretty chunky, so we might be all right. But if I got like a base one throughout, I'm not fussed about having to incorporate new ones. I just like to have some consistency. So yeah, so that is the washi tapes for the album. Then if it focuses again, there we go. So then I've got some labels and things for these. These came from Poundland. They're really not my favourite because I've got the glitter already on my fingers, so we'll see. But I want to use them up again. I don't want to chuck them out, so I'll try and use them, even if they're just tucked in somewhere, cut in half and stuff. I just thought they are quite cute. I do like them. I love the colours of them, but they're just, it's that annoying glitter, as you can see on my finger. Maybe it's already coming off, so we'll see. I want to try and use those up, as I said. So those are just little labels. These are some other labels that came from Poundland. I got them for like 20p after Christmas. There's 40 of them, and it's just got some cute little tags. Obviously it says like to and from and stuff, but I might be able to, you know, I can write on there to and from destinations, or cut them in half and just use the bottoms and stuff like that. So yeah, quite a few in there that I'd like to use up. Just some cheap sort of ones to add. They came from Poundland. And then these are the cut aparts that go with that sticker sheet. So these are from Echo Park. So there's, oh, they're all in there. So there's a few 2x2s, 3x4s, and 6x6s in there. So hopefully get to use those up as well. So yeah, plenty of bits and pieces to make clusters and just fill the pages up around my photos. Then sticker wise, I think that's all other bits, but yeah, sticker wise, again, just went through my stash of Christmas stuff, and they're sort of bits that I want to use up. So these are from B&M, and they're cute little, like, they're not foam, but they're quite, oh maybe they are foam, I'm lying, they are foam, but they're quite thin. They're not like really chunky, but they're really cute. They're little gingerbread men. There's little nutcrackers, baubles, there's Santas. There was also snowmen, but I got rid of those. They are still in my box because it didn't snow, and we didn't make that sort of, wasn't that sort of holiday, so it didn't seem wise or relevant. But they've got little Christmas trees and stuff like that, so yeah, I wanted to use those up. Then we have these cute little gingerbreads. These came from The Works. Again, I've used up a few, but it'd be nice to use up the rest of them. There's just 10 left, so hopefully get to use up those. Then these are like red shiny stickers. These came from Hobbycraft. Again, I've used the majority of them, but would like to use up the rest on the pages. Then there's some more stickers. These came from Hobbycraft. So I've used up pretty much all of those actually. I was just thinking, I thought I had loads left, but all the white spaces are ones I've used up. So I've actually only got 3 here, these little ones here, and this one. And that's everything. So yeah, hopefully I can use up those. There's no reason why I can't use up those. Then these again are for Christmas from Hobbycraft. It's 50 pieces. I don't know if I've used them before. I'm not sure if there's double in there, but they obviously got these round stickers. So there's 3, 6, 9, 12 there. Not sure if there's double sheets. And then there's these cute little ones as well, little robins and presents and stuff like that. So yeah, really cute. So again, they came from Hobbycraft. Get to use those up. Then I have these little gold snowflakes. I think these came from Dovecraft. Again, not many left. I've chucked off half of it, but just 7 left. So I thought I could use those up. So yeah, you can see that I'm trying to use up a lot of stuff, just at random bits and pieces, because that is, you know, what the stash accumulates over time, is just random bits and pieces. So I'm trying to use up those. These are these little ones from Etsy. These are really cute little stickers. I've just put them in a little bag, but again, I just picked out the ones that are relevant to this trip. I just got some little holly branches, and sort of mistletoe, holly leaves, and little berries as well, just go with my like red and green sort of theme. So I'll try and use those up. And then these little wooden embellishments are really cute. These are from Hobbycraft. I've just picked 2 different style of houses. I think there's 5 each, so there's 10 all together. And I've just picked one of the larger houses. One of the larger houses with a little 5 windows, and then this little cute one that's like a single file house with a little heart on top. So I thought they were really cute. And as I said, you'll see in my pictures and things, that's how I sort of remember Strasbourg and Colmar, as being these cute little houses and buildings and stuff. So I wanted to try and use up some of those, so they will be going in the album. Then the last stickers are just these. I got these from Sainsbury's one year and I've not used any of them. I just want to try and use the trains and the buses and stuff. There's quite a few. There's little trains down here, there. So yeah, just little trying to use bits up. It's very hard to use a full sticker sheet sometimes, but yeah, little and often, that is what I'm trying to achieve. And then the last things, so this glitter glue, this is the Forest glitter glue from Dovecraft, and I'm going to try and use that around, you know, to make sort of borders, and, you know, just add a little bit of glitter. Because of these tags, hopefully I can incorporate some glitter as well to make it a bit consistent. So that's that. And then the last thing is really cute. I actually bought this in France on the trip, is this little train stamp. Well, stamp, but like paper cutter, and I just think it's so cute. So I'm going to cut out some of the little trains, and I'm going to put them around the pages. So yeah, that is everything. So that is what I'm going to be using for my album. As I said before, sometimes I incorporate other things when I just sort of think, oh, actually, I remember having that, and it relates to what I'm sort of scrapbooking about. So there might be some other bits and pieces that I incorporate along the way. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to doing this album. It's been a while just because I've been doing my wedding scrapbooking album, like my preparation album, and I can't show you it because I just don't know who watches my channel and stuff. I can't show my, you know, it's got all my dress and everything like that in there, so I can't show that, unfortunately, until the wedding is done. So you'll see that next year. But yeah, for the meantime, I will be starting this album, so that's exciting. So this will be up as soon as I get it done. It might be a couple of weeks, months, just because it's kind of summer now, so I've got lots of things going on. But thank you for bearing with me, and thank you as ever for all the support, and I'll be back shortly. Thank you very much. Bye.